Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Sunday, May 13th, and welcome to our video commentary. Well, first of all, happy Mother's Day to all of you, to all the ladies, all the mothers watching, all the mothers, all the grandmothers, all of you. I hope you have a wonderful Mother's Day. Well, May 13th is a pretty important date, a very consequential date of the 20th century, because it was on this day in 1981 that there was an assassination attempt on John Paul II. Now, as we know, John Paul survived the assassination. He was pretty bad, but he survived the assassination. The assassination of John Paul, or the attempt to assassinate John Paul, came about 6 weeks after the attempt to assassinate President Reagan. And within 6 weeks of each other, two of the most consequential men of the 20th century came very close to dying. Of course, President Reagan survived, and John Paul II survived as well. And you have to wonder how different the 1980s would have been had both of these men been killed, or had one of them been killed, because the 1980s, to a large degree, were shaped by President Reagan and John Paul II. The collapse of communism, both of those men had a tremendous influence on those events in the Soviet Union. John Paul II, of course, was born in Poland. He grew up under communism. He was very familiar with communism as an ideology, as an anti-religious ideology. And he always had, I think, a very realistic attitude toward communism. He understood what it was. President Reagan, of course, was the one who took the tough line against the Soviet Union in the 1980s that eventually led to the collapse of that, what he called the evil empire. But both of those men, within a few weeks of each other, had very serious attempts on their lives. They both survived, and the 1980s turned out to be the way they did. And I always ask myself, what would have happened to the 1980s had John Paul been killed that day, or had President Reagan been killed a few weeks before? Well, we didn't have to find out, because both of them survived, and I think they clearly left their influence in the 1980s and really in the last 30 years of the 20th century. John Paul II, on this day, May 13th, 1981, he survived an assassination attempt, and I think we're all very glad that he did. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. Again, happy Mother's Day. We have all of these videos on YouTube. We have them on my Twitter, and we have them on my blog. Happy Mother's Day. Bye-bye.